Okay, so it's definitely time to make an update on CAD CHF. What kind of situation do we currently have? Now, if you remember in the previous analysis, which I will link in description so you can go and check it out, what did we say? We said the market has created a nice impulse. If we want to measure the retracement from this impulse, we have to take our Fibonacci from the high to the low of the impulse. And we can clearly see that the market was sitting at the 0.618 from a monthly perspective, which was lining up perfectly with this structure here on the left. And from here, we wanted to see the market start a new impulse to the downside. So create a nice rejection, which is exactly what the market has now done. So on the monthly, everything according to what we wanted to see. The market rejecting the 0.618 and the market rejecting this strong structure from a monthly perspective. So previous support now turned resistance. We go down on the weekly. On the weekly time frame, we wanted to see the exact same thing. Specifically, we wanted to see the market reach this level here, because from a weekly point of view, this previous resistance is now turned support here. So is this structure that we have from a weekly point of view, which is exactly where we wanted to see the market go, and now the market reached this area. So that is why it's time to make an update. If we go down on the daily time frame, what we can see on the daily, clearly the market has rejected aggressively the monthly resistance and approached the weekly support. So created exactly the movement that we wanted to see. Now, if you were able to capitalize on this move to the downside, great job. My suggestion is that from here, it's best to exit this position. Why? Because in the same way as when the market made this impulse to the upside, if you remember, we capitalized on the move with students, we exited the trade because we had the monthly resistance. But in this case, why I suggest we basically to exit the position? Because here we have weekly support plus we have this M formation. So we have a weekly support that is being approached with a daily M formation. And as you know, guys, after an M formation, the market is supposed to make a move to the upside to complete the pattern at the neckline. So what we can basically take from this is that, yes, we have strong daily support here. The market is approaching it with an M formation, and we have our target exactly here at the neckline, which is the previous resistance, now turned support, which is now again resistance, and the completion zone of the M. So we definitely want to see the market reach this zone. Now, before I show you how we will be approaching this pair with students, let's first go and see what we have from a COT perspective. So commitment of traders, what big banks and institutions are currently doing on the CAD and what they are currently doing on the CHF. Now, if we go and see what we have at the moment from a CAD perspective, we can see that we are sitting at minus 33K from a COT point of view, meaning that hedge funds currently have way more shorts than longs on the CAD. And we went from having 38K net positions, so way more longs than shorts, to having minus 33, so way more shorts than longs. So completely the opposite scenario. So we can definitely expect the CAD weakness that we have just seen. But most importantly, if you check what we have from a CHF perspective, we can see that CHF is sitting at 8.9K net positions with 13K longs and 4K shorts from an institutional perspective, with a very high 33.1% long exposure, with more longs getting added with the last report and shorts getting closed. So definitely the move to the downside was very expected. And from here, we can definitely expect the information to complete and possibly to see more continuation to the downside, okay? Because CAD is supposed to continue getting weaker and CHF stronger. Therefore, we can still expect the continuation to the downside. So the way in which we will be approaching this with students is very simple. Now, at the moment on the 4-hour, everything is bearish. Always remember, monthly, weekly, and daily is for direction. The 4-hour is for entry. At the moment, price action on the 4-hour is absolutely bearish, but things might change, which is exactly what we are waiting for. We will be waiting for the market from a 4-hour perspective to shift from a bearish market to a bullish market, and then we will be waiting for the market to provide to us one of our valid entries, and as soon as the market will provide to us one of our valid entries, we will be taking a nice long position, and then again we will be monitoring price action from a 4-hour perspective inside of this area, waiting for the market to shift at that point from a bullish market to a bearish market on the 4-hour, and for the market to provide to us one of our valid entries for a nice short, continuation to the downside, creation of a lower low, and completion of this impulse, correction, and impulse pattern to the downside. Now, if you enjoyed this free analysis and education, make sure you drop a like and a comment. It really does support the creation of more free education and analysis for all of you, and I will see you in the next video.